Hi guys, welcome back to my Dreams Reality Podcasts. I'm your host, Alfaro, and for today, well, it pains me. Today's topic is quite emotional in a sense because it goes against what I've been preaching on this podcast for the past 3 years. It's been 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, ever since I started doing what I'm doing right now. And the message I've been preaching, the message I've been conveying out there is that hard work pays. It is true, hard work does pay. But now there's something that I left out. The statement hard work pays alone, it is incomplete. Because this is the real world we're talking about. If you say hard work pays, it is like we can compare it to a concept that is in a book, a theory that is in a book. It is true in the book, but if you take it out here in the practical world, in the real world, there are some conditions that may actually prove that theory may not work. Because I've seen people being chosen for jobs they are not even qualified for. I've seen people getting awards that they do not deserve. I've seen people getting things they do not deserve. Not because they were good, like I said, they didn't deserve them. These people were not even qualified. But they had something that the other people did not have. They had someone from a higher position come and point out and point at them and say, you, yes, you. And they got the opportunity. Even though they were not the most qualified, even though they were not the sharpest tool in the box, they were chosen. It sounds sad. It sounds very sad, and I've heard so many stories. I've heard stories like this in my own life. I've experienced this, where you are out there, you have your CV right in your hand, and you show up for an interview or you show up for a job. You are one of the most qualified. And then some guy you don't even know, guy who doesn't even know a single thing about the job itself is actually picked. I'm not trying to be arrogant. Maybe I did fail I'm not trying to be a sore loser here. Maybe I did fail that interview and those other people who didn't get picked also failed the interview. And the guy did well. I don't know. But this is what I assumed because you can tell that this person really doesn't know anything about the job itself. So this brings him back to everybody. There are a lot of people who are in the gutters right now, who are in the valley, working day and night. In terms of skills, they have sharpened their skills so well that they're at that level where they're close to mastery. But they're not getting the opportunities. They're not even getting acknowledgement. Very few people even know about them. We absolutely do not even know these people. But they're actually good at what they do. Some of them are good singers. Some of them, they're good programmers. Some of them good engineers, very good. And some of them are the finest artists out there. If you give them paint and a paintbrush and a canvas, they're going to be doing masterpiece after masterpiece. They're going to produce masterpieces after masterpieces. But because they don't have that individual from a higher position pointing at you and saying, yes, you, they don't get the opportunity. So instead of waiting for someone to come and pick you, I want to offer you a solution to your problem, because not all of us have connections and not all of us have uncles and aunts in positions of, those positions. So you don't have to wait for someone to come and pick you. Yes, you can wait, but whilst you're waiting, you have to do something, because you still need to eat. You still need to have a roof over your head. What you have to do is you have to make use of the internet. The internet is the great equalizer in life. That's one thing that I love about the internet, that anyone who has access to it, you are in an equal position with everybody else. You have equal opportunities. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you are one of those guys, you have your CV, you have applied for a job, you've applied for an internship and stuff, you still haven't been picked, and you know you've got the skill, my friend, get your phone out, open your video recorder, and start recording. yourself doing what you do best. Make as many videos as you can, as you possibly can, and make them at your very best. What you think is your very best, you do that and you record that. Upload it on social media or your social media accounts and start working. If you do this, you may actually even develop your own brand, your own identity in the field, and people may even approach you looking for jobs and all this stuff, because now when you're now going for the job, you're now negotiating from a position of power. To those who have read the book 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, there is a page, a chapter where he talks about negotiations. You must always negotiate from a position of power. Never ever negotiate from a position of weakness where you are relying on that person's sympathy for them to give you an opportunity. As long as you're in that position, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get anything. Because people are so disgusting. We have a lot of emotions in us that are totally inhumane. What I mean to say by that is, as long as a human being has an advantage over the other human beings, they're going to use that advantage no matter what. Very few of us, I would say less than 0.01% of the population, would choose not to use that advantage. So just know, some people, you feed their ego as you go kneeling at their feet, worshiping them, begging them for an opportunity that they already know they're not going to give you. So just go out there, do your own thing, be active on social media. Instead of you going on social media just to view other people's content, create your own stuff. Doing what you do best. The one thing that you do know that at this thing, very few people are better than me. Do that and keep sharpening the skills that you have. Don't go small, go big. Looking for a job, yeah, I know it's a good thing, but it's not the best that you can do. It's not the best. I believe that every single human being on the planet is actually capable of opening their own company. But the reason why we have less companies is because very few people have the courage, the audacity to say, I'm going to do it. Because it's a risk and there's going to be a lot of work. You're not always going to have good sales. You're not always going to be having good reviews. Some customers are not going to like you. Some people in the industry, they're not going to like you. They're going to sabotage your business and all this stuff. And you have to be prepared for each and every one of those situations. If you're not prepared for each and every one of those situations, you're cooked. So this is why I'm saying everybody can do it, but very few people have the courage, the audacity to do it. Ever heard the saying that it is the C students that actually start companies and all that? It's not entirely true, but yes, the majority of people who do start companies, they are those individuals who were never really in the A grade. They were always in the B sometimes. And in the C sometimes. Why do these guys always become those guys who actually form companies and all this stuff? It's because those guys, they don't have a plan B. Their plan was never to actually, if it was for them to actually graduate and get a job, it's now changed because their grades are not looking good. So they know that if I'm going to be buying that car or that house, I need to change my strategy. And these people changed their strategy. They went from, I need to go and look for a job, to, I need to start doing something that's going to bring me income. Because if I don't do that, there won't be any bread on the table. And I might not have a roof over my head. So they came up with this, they worked the plan, they did what they did, because they knew they only had one plan. And that plan is plan A. There's no plan B, there's no plan C, there's no plan D, or even plan Z. There's none of that. Just plan A. They worked all the way and they made it. That's why we have very few companies. That's why not everyone can start a company. It's because very few people have the courage to do it. But I need you as a young person, as a Gen Z, I don't know if you're Gen Z or Gen whatever, but if you're 15 years and above, you have a phone, you're listening to this podcast, obviously you have a phone, or whoever's phone you're using to be listening to this podcast, be active on social media and don't be out there. Yes, it's good. Some people are good at jokes. They're making money from that. But if your skill is not comedy, don't try and venture into someone else's industry. You know you're not good at comedy. Do what you are actually applying for, looking for a job for, if it is what you're actually good at. If you're good at making clothes, at sewing clothes, do videos on that, making your own designs and all this stuff. And you actually put prices and you say this one costs $200, this one costs $500. Yes, that will build you a brand and also have a brand. I don't care if you're looking for a job or not, you should always have a brand, because how are people going to identify your stuff? How are people going to identify you among the masses? You have to have a brand. You have to have an identity. A brand is an identity, and you must always have that so that people can differentiate you from the masses. So bottom line is, yes, hard work alone won't cut it. Someone has to come and point, hey, you have to get it. I'm telling you, I've seen people get things they don't even deserve. I've seen people get awards they don't even deserve. I've seen people get jobs they are not even qualified to have, to be getting. But they got the job because somebody at a higher position came and chose them. So if you don't have that person, if you don't have that individual that you already know that, oh, this person is going to come and choose me, my friend, you have to be active on social media and start building your own brand. Stop waiting on someone to come and pick you. Start picking yourself. Start choosing you, because it is the only way out of the stage, the only way out of the pit. I'm telling you, at the bottom, it's always crowded. Aim to go higher, because there's very few people up there. It's not easy to get there. Some of the people who are actually up there, they don't want you up there. They're going to be pushing you down. And some of the people who are down there with you, they don't want you going up. So they're going to be pulling you down. You have to be strong. But bottom line is, whilst you're waiting for someone to choose you, choose yourself. And start working on you, your brand, everything you believe in. And I tell you, you will see some positive results. For sure, you'll get them. It's going to take time. It's going to take a little bit of, there's going to be friction. But if you're serious and you're really good at what you do, whatever your skill is, singing, music production, video production, whatever it is, just be out there, be active. Even if it's chess, games, you name it, just be active on social media. People should see you doing what you do. That will get you far. Thank you guys for listening thank you for listening to this podcast. Hopefully you guys are going to be doing this. I want to see a lot of people active on social media, doing what they do best. Because, there is no harm in you being out there, being an idiot. It's not something that is bad. There's nothing wrong with being a fool whilst you're trying to make it. People will laugh at you today, but tomorrow they'll be saying, I used to know this guy. He used to be in my class and all that stuff. I think you know those people, and you've heard these stories too many times to count. That could be you. People could be laughing at you today. Tomorrow is a different story. I'm your host, ladies and gentlemen, Alpha Raw, and this is the My Dreams Reality Podcast. We'll be seeing you guys next time.
Wavy.
Pachikuna dzidza kuzvipasando naneta nekusimbisa nekungosimbiswa, yeah. You say you know me, but you don't know my story. Unoziita say you go, yeah. You say you family, usingazive paini iri mumoyo mangu, yeah. Mundisiye pay mukana zinundi no sidao mundi siyo ndi pay mukana zinundi no sidao kana zeondo zinundi no sidao. sit down. Yeah, I go higher, higher, higher. I pray I never fall again. No, I never sell my soul. Give me that love, yeah. Show me love, love, you're my baby. You're my baby, yeah, yeah. It's next Monday, so real bad man say, you know I'm there for you. You show me love, my baby. Let me sip you like it's Hennessy.